I was doing a coding today and I found an interesting code where I found a very unexpected result. Let me show you what I was doing. So here is a class where I have declared a function using extern. So I have declared that same function over here. And there is a struct that I needed that I have put here: identifier, cache1 ID, cache2 ID, and tag. Now I'm calling this function from this module where I've taken the class instance packet p, then I've taken the identifier struct instance here metadata, and then integer index. There is a bit 128-bit data, and I'm putting some data here in this cache1 ID, cache2 ID, tag, index, and data, and I'm calling this function lookup index ID and data, and I'm passing these three variables. Now, out of these three variables, I am assigning out data which is present in this function with this value. So I'm creating a 16-bit array, 16-bit array from this 128-bit vector data. So the array size is 8 indexes, and each index has 16 bits. So I'm putting 16 bits from this data to this data 16 array, and then I'm taking one of the element of this array and putting inside the out data. And which element I'm taking is decided based on the cache ID 1 value. Okay. Now let us run and see what it gives the output. Okay, so you can see I have taken this 128-bit vector and then I'm converting this into this array, which is 888777666 this way, and then I'm putting out data equal to the seventh element data. Okay, so 7 comes from the cache1 ID, and cache1 ID value is 1D. So the first 3 bits should be 111. So it is 7. So that is why I'm getting this 7 data inside out data. Now I have a change of requirement and I need to change this struct to have to change the stack width from 6 bits to 10 bits. So I'm changing here 9. So if I change here 9, then I should be changing it wherever it is used. Okay, so identifier is used over here and over here. At two places it is used. So if you look at metadata, so metadata cache ID 1, 2, tag, so these three values will be taken from this ID. And the ID that I should be passing is previously it was 16 bits, but now it is 5, 5, and 10, so it should be 20 bits. So I should change it to 19 bits, and here the three variables will be same. It is 5, 5, and 10 bits. So I'm passing the struct only, so I don't need to change something over here. So I need to change only here, and then it should take correctly. So now let me run the test and see. Okay, so now you can see out data changes even though I have not changed anything in the cache1 ID value. I have not changed here the logic of how I am getting the data out data from this data 16 array. So what is the error, right? So the issue is in the extern function, the width of this ID is still 16 bits, and the function that I have put outside this class, the width of the function is 20 bits. So this is the reason the assignment of from ID to this metadata values is getting the wrong values, and that is why we are getting the wrong value in the out data. So to fix this, I need to change this to 19. But the question is that there is a width change from extern function to the function that I have declared. Right here it is 20 bits and here it is 16 bits. Then why compiler is not giving any error? Right, so it is giving a warning, right, but it is not giving an error. And this not giving an error is creating a problem is in getting the out data for me, right? So this is a very corner kind of case I found out today. And you can see, let me put it 19 here, and if we run, then we will get the previous data that we were getting, 1111, this seventh element data. Now, when I was doing this example, you might have already figured out that this was a width mismatch issue between extern function and the actual function declaration, that here it should be changed to 19. But the example that we are currently seeing is just 30 or 40 lines of code. And normally, where do we work, which file where we do this kind of changes are almost 4 to 5,000 lines of code, where it is easier to overlook this kind of issue.